Enoch Road 1 Production.
Kick the door open quick, hit you with the holy feeling. Body jumping on the quick. Gotta take another year, gotta take another sip. Got a phone call, so I gotta take another trip. Fly on the mothership, higher than the mothership. Only way to get this here, you need a bunch of chips. Got a nice girl right here to make you run a trip. Back in your dome, so you want to sit. It's up in the sky, revolution, y'all. Put together, man. I say it in almost every song. Really full control. First is repetition, rule number 2 is trauma. The third is symbolism. This official government decapitate on you beneficials. Straight up military base. Got my fucking missile credentials. I will authorize the murder, dog. Got a new weapon that's modified to murder, y'all. It's that laid back hip hop. It's that stage trap hip hop. It's that bring it back hip hop. So let's bring back hip hop. It's that laid back hip hop. It's that stage trap hip hop. It's that bring it back hip hop. So let's bring back hip hop. Hell yeah, I'm forcing this. Keep the doors open quick. Y'all the one that the truth. Someone forcing this. Better liquidate and start the metamorphosis. You become a god, the goddess create your holiness. But they got most suppressions in the frequencies. I'm redirecting the vibration and energy. Metaphysical type heat, lyrical type chi. Kicking so hard, I think he flew about 9 feet. Thought I told y'all about it. Guess I didn't listen because I'm not a celebrity. I'm off the better things. Y'all are methamphetamine, fentanyl, and a bunch of drugs I ain't never seen. This is a scary scene. Gotta get your courage up. See the fans running up. Shoot them motherfuckers up. Tell me evil time is up. We ain't gonna light them up. You be the roll with the government. No, you roll it up. It's that laid back hip hop. It's laid strap hip hop. It's that bring it back hip hop. So let's bring back hip hop. It's that laid back hip hop. It's that stage strap hip hop. It's that bring it back hip hop. So let's.
It won't be no water in a new world. Child of the ghetto, I was raised by a cruel world. Life is a bitch, but I just bought her some new pearls. This bitch hold 100 in the clip. She my new girl, yeah. And she my dog, she my dog. If I feed a bullet, she gon' be walking all night long, yeah. And I'm a dog, I'm a dog. She only hit my line when she want a pussy dog, huh? With my dogs, where you at, Mr. Fuck the government? That's my dog. Where you at? That's my dog, that's my dog. That's my dog, yeah. That's my dog, smoky voice. Sovereignty, my only choice. Can sell my soul for no invoice. I call silence holy noise. See, my demons got some boys. The abyss in my eyes, witness the void. I'm ready to die, nigga. You could live like a goy. In the spirit realm, I'm undefeated, feel like Floyd. The devil tried to buy my soul, I know that boy. Boy, full-time crack. Shout, don't ask where I'm employed. Don't ask me, nigga. I'm a dog. This bitch hold 100. Can't even fit in my dog.
Yeah, low-key, that's my dog. I'm the load up the chopper, knock your brains on the wall, yeah. Yeah, low-key, that's my dog. About to load up the chopper, knock your dog like a motherfucking Rocky. Yeah, bitch, you take it off. I'm a dog. Yeah, I'm taking charge. I'll rip your press them hard if you step into my yard. I'm a dog, yeah, I got a boss. I'm a big, yeah, I'm killing all of y'all. I'm a dog, see you looking soft. Y'all want the club back and this ain't that type of song. It's a murder, gotta call it bloody murder. My dog's hungry, now your people getting nervous. Picture perfect, pull back the iron curtain. It's not a simulation here, it's a prison circus. Now you're running, women take the some money, shit cost 700. Get the bussin', pop a cow in the stomach, pop the witnesses, they ain't saying nothing.
Shouts out to everybody. It's the HHN Special Report, and we're traveling all over the world. Much love to my guy that's bound to the UK correspondent. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Salute Jordan for the hot track.
Writing hardcore lyrics, gotta put it on wax. We came when I'm whipping your ass. Let me slow it down quick. Go blast from the past. Underground flows with an old school vibe. Logic here to the beat and remember the rhyme. Real music, you can hear it, you can never deny. Corporate Kane and join the knock when we be keeping it live. From Detroit to Savannah, let the whole world see. Midwest, Southern soul, make the people believe. Swinging revolution, we can feel your hand. Underground sound that goes down in Motown. 50 yo time, smoke a pound, we smoke crowd. Cold sound, everybody knows we're going. Break it back. Breaking it back. Back to the underground. Where it comes from. Back to the underground. Back to where it comes from. Back to the underground. Hey! Breaking it back. 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 Back again, spinning back just like a paladin. Yeah, the underground is back again. What ancestors? It's time to take it back again. Spinning back just like a paladin. Yeah, we gotta win. The underground is back again.
What's up, Jordan? Show.
It's the underground sound. It's the underground sound. This that underground sound. This that underground sound. This that underground sound. It's time to take it back now. Underground sound. This that underground sound. This that underground sound. This that underground sound. This that underground sound. It's time to take it back now.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Fuck YouTube for that.
Detroit rhythm.
Hashtag fuck YouTube.
Oh, so you can't hear nothing? I got my second phone.
I shed tears as I walked alone, worked with chrome, made hard to stone. So this the goal, you would never fear no more. Life fucked up, press your luck. Thank God I woke up. Y'all can act like kids, nigga, I'm grown up. I'll show up alone, make your house blow up. I'm on the scene when the cops show up. I'll roll up for blood, then I flowed up. Pour another cup of lean before my girl showed up.
Jesus fucking Christ. I know.
So boys fucked up, okay? Learn to lead the revolution, let's go bust the cake. Bust the plate, let's go, don't stop. Gotta let the pistol pop, leave a bloody body. Right behind that disco shop, on the chain, mad cause I caused my lane. Fuck you too, monetize ball and chain. On your lanes, before down, all the same. All my flames will turn you into charge names. All insane, I ain't being all contained. I'm the motherfucking picture that's in all your frames. All your brains is gonna say I'm all deranged, but y'all people can't read and that's all the same. Off the top, humanity lost the plot. Wanna go overseas and buy a coffee shop with a bad ass chick, we gon' squash a lot. Smoke a whole bunch of weed in the parking lot. We up in the Audi, getting so naughty. G, cause of both friends, now we having a party. Now everybody vibe to the Detroit flow. What more I can say, I'm just letting it flow. Let that beat ride. Let the beat ride.
Right, so that was that then. Donald Trump's latest triumph in world peace. 21 days old. The deal that wasn't quite a deal, of course. It's a memorandum of understanding, and it's already now lying face down in the gutter. 3 weeks ago, again, 6.
Wilson make excuses for
In world peace. 21 days old. The deal that wasn't quite a deal, of course. It's a memorandum of understanding, and it's already now lying face down in the gutter. 3 weeks ago, though, this was a 60 days of negotiations, an end to military operations, shipping through Hormuz, Iranian oil moving again. Trump had done it. Of course he had. Everybody clapped. Then it all went to bits last night, because it seems Trump couldn't let the opportunity of Iranians in mourning over the funeral arrangements of the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei pass him by. The Treasury pulled across the country. But if he thought Iran wasn't ready for him, he was soon proven sorely wrong. Again, Iran launched missiles and drones towards American facilities in Bahrain and Kuwait. Again, just as they did before, and it was his deal, it was his government, it was his military, so it's his waste of aid was still capable of. You're already running out of man to man. You just run out of road because it never had a chance to reach the end of its 60 year. Nobody forgot to renew a subscription here. Trump got to day 21, got bored again apparently, or needed a distraction from the whole. The memorandum in Zakhoff is a civil servant is still trying to work out what on earth he just actually promised, because operations that were meant to stop. Iran was supposed to guarantee commercial passage through Hormuz again. Washington was supposed to ease the blockade and issue waivers covering Iranian oil and banking and insurance. So I'd spend up to the next 60 days trying to reach something permanent, and Trump obviously came in for a lot of whack over that, because that was supposed to be the big thing this whole war started over to begin with, wasn't it? And it just got set to one side. Iran had won. Well, that was the bargain, wasn't it? Or at least that was what was read out to the cats. And the White House immediately started selling it as a win for America, because they had to do that, didn't they? because Trump can't leave anything in the awkward stage where it might still fail. We can't certainly admit that Iran has got one over on him, though they very much did. He has to jump straight to the gold lettering and the commemorative mug with his name on it or his face. A mug on a mug. He's ended another war. Where's my Nobel Prize? Well, if Gianni Infantino can detach his lips from your orange backside for long enough, he might find another one for you, at least. But negotiations are not underway, and yet they are also historic, apparently. A pause is not a pause, it's peace. Honest Gov. A memorandum's not a memorandum. It's another war ended by Donald J. Trump. Probably the greatest memorandum anybody has ever seen in the history of memorandums ever. Have you ever seen a memorandum this big and this good? This bigly? Well, then, reality arrived in the form of some bod from the U.S. Treasury carrying a folder.
The U.S. has revoked Iran's oil sanctions waiver, which was agreed upon under the MO. The U.S. has revoked temporary sanctions waiver on Iranian oil. It's the latest development that's coming in. Remember that this agreement is a memorandum of understanding.
That oil authorization was one of the central American commitments in the deal. It allowed transactions connected to Iranian crude and petroleum, and it was supposed to carry through the negotiating window. And then came General License X1 last night. Revocation and wind down. Not exactly the language of a peace process in rude health, is it? Sounds like the email you get when the company's collapsed and somebody in accounts is trying to locate the office kettle. Existing transactions were given a short period to close, new purchases and new loading was stopped. So while Trump was still nominally in a 60-day negotiation, his own treasury was already switching off one of the things Iran had been promised in return for staying in it. It counts. Timing is especially relevant here because Trump's later version is that Iran was impossible, that Iran was vicious, that Iran was a waste of time. That was very convenient given how things have panned out. The deal is his achievement while the cameras are on, isn't it? The moment it starts coming apart, well, the other side was never worth dealing with. Except his administration didn't just lose patience, it removed a central provision. They made the first move, in other words. Will colour me surprised. But to listen to them, this was in response to some ships being struck, right?
A commercial tanker traveling off the coast of Oman caught on fire early Tuesday morning after being struck by an unknown projectile, marking a dangerous escalation in the Strait of Hormuz. According to the British military's Maritime Trade Operations Centre, the vessel sustained a direct hit to its port side to travel south of the choke point. Although no environmental damage or immediate casualties.
Goddamn YouTube.
Qatari fuel had been targeted after ignoring naval warnings.
Commercial vessels were attacked. Washington said Iran was behind 3 separate incidents. Iran disputed responsibility for at least some of them. Iran doesn't typically deny it when they've intervened in shipping. According to the MOU Iranian route, they control the strait. It's their sovereign waters, lest we forget. Lest we let the main media fudge that issue. The UK MTO reports as a tanker near Oman was struck on the port side by an unknown projectile. It caused fire. Unknown projectile. What the report says. Not confirmed Iranian missile. Seeing in gold pen. Unknown. Now, the United States attributed 3 attacks to Iran. That matters as part of the story, but it's still only attribution. You don't turn a government accusation into a complete investigation just because the government says it's got more ships than you do. And Trump's response to these incidents, when does he ever do that? He does caution in the same way as a bull in a china shop. No limited warning, no attempt to keep the 60-day framework alive while the incidents were investigated. End it all now. Pin this all on Iran as justification. Let's go get them, boys. And US CENTCOM went in hard. Footage there released by CENTCOM as they like to do. Pete Kage's breath does love to see big shiny things go bang. More than 80 targets, according to the US military, were struck. Air defenses, coastal radar networks, anti-ship systems. More than 60 small boats against that 3-vessel justification. The footage is meant as a bit of a brag, isn't it? It's a bit of boasting. Look how precise we are. Look how efficiently the target disappears. It just exposes Trump for the shambles that he is. The man who had just claimed another peace achievement was once again publishing strike reels. Trump went from I ended it to here are some explosions within 3 weeks. His own military released the pictures. That's what makes them so damaging. He thinks they show strength and how bullish he is and the power that he can exert, but they don't. They just show him up for the liar that he is. He can't say critics invented the escalation. He can't say the media exaggerated the scale. CENTCOM put unclassified across the top of the damn thing and then sent it out. Someone approved that full release. The Trump's peace deal did not merely bombing, it became the prelude to more bombing. And then there's the physical side of it all, isn't there? Another night sky turned orange, smoke rolling above buildings, people filming from a distance because that is what ordinary people do, while presidents and generals talk about calibrated responses and strategic objectives. The footage is reportedly is coming from Bandar Abbas again, on the coast of Iran. It gives the strike campaign a human scale that the thermal footage of the CENTCOM footage somewhat lacks. The military view is like their footage, frankly. Target acquired, flash, gone. The ground view is fire, noise and confusion, somebody holding a phone while the horizon burns. Quite a difference, isn't it? From the air, it's a successful strike. On the street, it's your night.
Sniped his ass quick. He just said, huh? Pop.
Be to think that by this time, that would ever be Iran's position. Because quite obviously, they didn't.
It's been a night of horror for many, the youth on ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran is vowing a crushing response. Sirens already going off in both Kuwait and Bahrain as American military sites are targeted. Let's bring in our Middle East correspondent Adam Parsons, who's in Jerusalem for us. And Adam, just bring us up to speed on what's happening in Kuwait and Bahrain. What's the Iranian response?
Well, Iran has said that it has launched around 85 attacks, missile attacks on Bahrain and Kuwait. We know that air defense sirens have been sounding there. We don't know the extent, the actual number of these attacks. There's sometimes a discrepancy, frankly, between the number of missiles Iran says it has sent and the number that are actually reported as having been intercepted. But quite clearly, this is a big step. In what had been, until these attacks, worryingly calm period. I've had a number of conversations with people here who have said it's calm and that troubles us. So in a sense, it feels like the calm weather has broken and a storm is now pouring down. Missiles and drones heading towards American-linked facilities. Air defense is active, sirens, Gulf states dragged straight back into the danger zone. Anywhere. How quickly Iran retaliated, even as they are right now in a period of mourning that Trump actually said he would respect. Well, clearly not, but then why would he? This is Donald Trump. Bahrain and Kuwait ended up having to activate their defenses. American military sites once again part of an active exchange of fire. And that's the blowback for him. Trump's peace deal becomes warning sirens in countries hosting his forces. His win becomes another night of people wandering coming down on their heads. Well, all in all, that was rather bloody stupid then, wasn't it? Because Trump's entire posture depended on Iran being unable or unwilling to answer. Did he honestly figure that in a period of mourning they'd be caught napping still? That's more of Trump's thing, isn't it? He bombed more than 80 targets and then discovered that the other side had not been caught unawares. They were prepared. Iran was very much ready enough to turn Trump's neat little story into a slap at his orange chops. So while Trump gets to sit beneath NATO logos pretending this was all terribly strategic, everybody else gets the actual consequences. We all know what's coming to our own pockets, but equally those across the Middle East know it's what's coming their way as well. They've had a night of it already in some places. US personnel in Bahrain and Kuwait were sent scrambling for shelters. Families near the air defense systems firing overhead. Tanker crews look at Hormuz and start wondering whether the next trip is going to be worth the risk now that he's done. Or the chance of something else punching through one of their hulls. Governments hosting American forces get reminded yet again that once Washington starts throwing missiles around that they haven't got to spend, their countries are where the retaliation comes regardless. Trump gets the microphone, but they get silence. He decides Iran's a waste of time. They get told they have to stay indoors and hope the next interception works as each of these states steadily runs out of those very same interceptor missiles. It's funny how the people making these decisions are never the ones ducking when the consequences come back, safely half a world away as they are, isn't it? But I'm sure you've already seen some coverage of this courtesy of the mainstream media, of course, and the language that they choose to use to cover these events. Right. Strike exchange, waiver revoke, isn't it? Tension simply rise like damp on the wall. Which being one way of describing their coverage, frankly. No one revokes anything. No one chooses to bomb. No one decides the negotiating window can be thrown out after 21 days. According to them, it just happens. Chain of missiles, sanctions, a political language until responsibility for any of it simply disappears. Just spontaneously combusts. Well, who saw this coming? Well, who knew? But people made these decisions. Trump's administration revoked the waiver. CENTCOM launched the strikes and then published the footage. Iran retaliated as the agreement over. Well, he ended the way, though. So this was not a perfect deal being lovingly honoured by one side while the other wrecked it for sport. It was never a deal. It was just a scripted not at each other. And that's as much as it was. The central pillars of it now have completely collapsed, though. Trump wanted personal ownership of the agreement when it looked useful. He doesn't get to disappear from that now that it's become a flaming liability, though. But then there's a little bit of extra garnish on the disaster. Trump started complaining that allies, he said, had refused America. Missile Iran.